my husband and I never thought we had any need for an accountant until we kind of nearly retired. We were both teachers, tax at source. We were, well, I could say asset rich but cash poor. We thought accountants were kind of boring, dismal creatures with numbers stamped on their forehead, and basically they used to tell you things you perhaps didn't want to know about at all. And that was until we met Jonathan. Jonathan had a great sense of humor and a great kind of affirmation of life. And he also kind of thought that money is a means to things rather than a purpose in itself. I would say that he was more than an accountant. I mean, I found a definition of an accountant in a Cambridge dictionary. It is someone who just deals with your numbers, invoices, taxes, paperwork, and so on. But I would say Jonathan is a financial life coach. He was very kind and used to come and visit us at home to talk to my husband when my husband was unable to go out when he became ill. He showed him how and advised him how he could change his assets into money. And I'm eternally grateful to Jonathan for that, because my husband listened to his advice when very often he wouldn't listen to mine, even if it was similar to Jonathan's, but somehow it was always better if it was given by Jonathan. For example, he sold, just before he died, he managed to sell, on Jonathan's advice, his extensive collection of antiquarian books and ephemera. That process has been instigated by Jonathan, and I'm eternally grateful to him, because I don't know how I would have coped with having to dispose of all those assets, not knowing their value, and so on and so on. After my husband died, I found Jonathan and his team very, very helpful. I mean, I'm a widow, receiving pension from about 4 different sources. And it does get a bit complicated because, you know, I'm bombarded by paperwork from teachers' pensions, from Inland Revenue, from, I think it is DWP, and lots of other agencies I don't know about. I mean, my main concern usually, if there is a letter about tax or change tax code, is to know, does it mean I get more money or less money? And is it a correct code? But the problem is I haven't got a clue. And I know that I can send the paperwork to Jonathan and someone from his team will get back to me promptly and will explain things to me in the language I understand, which is important because I do not know the language of finance. I'm always treated with courtesy. I know that I'm probably a very, very tiny cog in the Jonathan and his team's clientele. I perhaps don't bring a lot of revenue to them, but at the same time, I don't feel that I'm the bottom of the pile. I'm always treated with respect. And it gives me a great comfort to know that Jonathan and his team will be there for me if there is a need or some sort of emergency, financial emergency to deal with.